how to make yourself smarter and your brain much more powerful. Coming up. Hi everyone, this is Ernesto from Attaboy Cowboy, and on this channel we give you health and wealth tips to help you be more successful. Now today I want to give you a strategy for how to make your brain more powerful and much more productive. Now I had a patient come in this week and she brought this supplement with her and she was asking me about it. You know, when you go to the store, there are tons of supplements. I mean, there are so many different things coming on the market. They're called nutraceuticals. They're items that are not necessarily regulated by the FDA, Federal Drug Administration, because they're not pharmaceuticals, but they're processed in a laboratory and they promise high performance. So when they're not regulated by the FDA, they do not have to have research or anything to back up their claims. So that's an issue, because a lot of times you buy these products and the labeling is great, the promises are great, but they're like 40 or 50 bucks. In this case, this product that the woman brought was $60. And I looked at it and it was not worth $1. It was basically caffeine is what it was. So I thought, well, I'm going to share with you some strategies on this, because I've actually been seeing some infomercials on the internet lately regarding BDNF and how to stimulate it. They're actually selling a lot of products. Now, the BDNF protein. Now, this protein helps your neurons and your nerve cells in your brain function much faster and be a lot more productive. So think of it kind of like adding some high octane gasoline to your car. It's going to drive a lot faster. It's going to work better. But how can you produce this stuff naturally? That's the key. Well, studies have shown that caffeine helps stimulate it. So you can drink coffee and you can drink green tea or anything else that's caffeinated, like some other type of tea. I recommend drinking green tea because green tea has a lot of other health benefits that are good for anti-aging and great for your brain. But another way to stimulate it is through physical activity, movement. Movement is actually the best way to develop BDNF. Now, let me give you some examples of activities. So let's say you're jogging or you're sprinting. Well, sprinting takes a lot more effort, so it's going to stimulate your brain a lot more. So you're going to produce a lot more BDNF. So the more that you engage in activities that are complex, the more BDNF your brain is going to produce. So Zumba, martial arts, swimming, you can lift weights, but if you're just kind of doing the same thing every day or doing light weights, that's not going to help you very much. In terms of building your muscle and stimulating your brain, every time you go to the gym, I recommend you do a different workout every single time. You don't want to have a routine. I see people at the gym with a little card. They're like, oh man, let me do this and this. In terms of building your muscle, that's not the best way to go. You need to shock your muscles. You need to do different stuff all the time. And it's also much more stimulating for your brain. So your brain has to think and process and problem solve. But if you're doing the same thing every day, there isn't much thought going into it. You know, you might just zone out because you're doing the same thing. But if you're doing something different, like one day you're doing Zumba, next day you're swimming, the next day you're doing static contraction, weightlifting, the next day you're doing circuit training, you're going to get in much better shape and you're going to stimulate your brain much more. So do things that are much more complex, where you have to use more balance, like functional activities, boot camp classes, yoga classes, all that kind of stuff where you're doing multi-sensory, multi-muscle, multifunctional exercise is going to be a lot more stimulating for your brain. It's going to help you produce more of that BDNF. All the studies I've seen show that people that age and do exercise are much better off cognitively, which means they do much better in tests, where they test their brain capacity, their speed, their processing time. All that is much better when they exercise. So at any age, if you stimulate your brain with activity, you're going to be thinking a lot faster. So you're going to outthink people. You're going to be more successful at your work or your school. So thank you again for listening. And if you have any questions, please comment below. Thank you.